This is Tony from Campfire&Countryside. Today, I want to show you how to tie a fishing knot. And the reason being is I had a friend of mine, because we made a video last week about the noodles and fishing with the noodles. And I had a buddy of mine, he sent me a text and said, "Hey T, how did you attach that monofilament?" And monofilament is clear line. It's just what the material's made out of. He asked me, how did I attach that monofilament to the eye on the bottom side of the noodle, and also how did I attach that monofilament to the hook itself. So years ago, I fished and fished, and I have broke off so many big catfish that I can't even tell you. It's never been a big issue with 7 or 8, 9, 10 pound catfish, but if you get a catfish that's 25 or 30 pounds, and been blessed with the ability to catch a good one every now and then, but I have broke off so many that it's just crazy. And they typically will break off right at the eye of the hook. So I was talking to a friend of mine at work one day. By the way, that friend's name is Four Legs. That youngin's got arms that big around. It looks like he's got 2 legs on bottom and 2 legs on top. That's a big youngin. Well, anyway, me and Four Legs were talking about how to tie a fishing knot and how I kept breaking them off. And he said, well, let me show you how to tie this knot. The name of this knot is a Palomar. A Palomar, it doubles the line when it goes through the eye. And for monofilament fishing, it's one of the best knots that I've ever saw. Now, I ain't by no means a knot professional. There's different kind of knots that you tie with different kind of lines or leaders or whatever. But as far as monofilament goes, I have never broken another line off at the eye of the hook since Four Legs taught me how to tie a Palomar. So I want to take just a few minutes and show you how to tie a Palomar knot. So you pull you off enough line, get you a little bit of slack, and this works with, I don't care if it's 8 pound test line or 6 pound test line or if it's 30 pound test line. Monofilament's monofilament, and it works very well. So the first one I tie, I want to tie it on something big where you can see the eye, and then I'll tie it on a hook. So the first thing that you do is run the line through the circle of the hook. When you get the end in your hand that you ran through, run it right back through and hold the loop with your finger. So I got a loop back here, and now I've got both ends back through the eye of the hook, or through whatever eye that you're trying to tie it to. Leave you a little bit of slack on this end because you're going to need it in a minute, and take both ends and tie it in an overhand knot just like you would tying your shoes. Run it back through just like tying your shoes, and now with the big loop, hook it or run that loop through your fishing hook, or run your hook through the eye. So as of right now, this is what it looks like. And I always stick my finger in the middle of it so that I can pull it tight. I don't want it pulled tight till I get ready to pull it tight. Reason being is I want to wet the knot before I pull down on it. I know it's a little nasty, but it is what it is. Once you get it wet, that thing will pull down and be dog tight. Now, I doubled the line that came through the circle. So when I look at the circle on both sides, it's got 2 pieces of line that come through, and it has a big monstrous knot up here. Here's the thing, with a 30 pound catfish, I might break that line up here. I might break that line right here, but I'm not going to break that line anymore out of that knot. I have put so many 30 pound catfish, 40 pound catfish in the boat once I learned how to tie a Palomar. Okay, so there it is on a big scale. Let's tie it on a smaller scale. Y'all notice I cut that line with a pair of clippers. Do not use your teeth to cut monofilament with. And how many of us can say, I bit line off 1,000,000 times? You're gonna break your dang teeth doing that. Quit biting that line with your teeth and get you something to cut that line with. All right, so here's a little bit bigger scale. Or not bigger scale, but here's something a little more fishing related. This is a piece of lead. Can everybody see the little piece of lead? All right, it's got a loop up at the top I'm going to run my line through the loop and I'm going to bring it back. Once I get it back, now I've got both ends in my hand. I'm going to tie an overhand shoe knot, just like tying a knot in a pair of tennis shoes. I've got the loop right here. I'm going to grab the loop and run my piece of lead back through it. And I'm going to catch the loop. I'm going to stick my finger in the loop because I don't want the loop to tighten down till I get ready for it. I'm going to get it wet and I'm going to pull it down. Now I have my line doubled up coming through my piece of lead. There is no breaking that knot on top of the line. One last time, and this time let's tie it to a hook. So I'm going to run the line through the eye of the hook, and I don't know how well y'all can see that. The camera's a little far away. I run it through the hook. Can y'all see the hook? Ran it through the hook, and I'm going to bring it back through the eye. I need my hook glasses on. My God, bad as I'm shaking, looks like I've been drinking. And it would help if that eye was a little bit bigger. Okay, so I have both ends ran through. I brought my line right back through, so I just made a little cradle. I'm gonna tie an overhand shoe knot. And with the loop that come back through, I'm gonna run my hook back through it. Once I run that hook back through, there's that little loop that I wanna stick my finger in right there. Right there. I'm gonna stick my finger in it, pull it down, and I'm gonna wet it. Once I wet it, that's there forever. There is no breaking that knot back on top of the hook. I might break it between the two, but I will not break it at the hook itself. So we're gonna cut the piece of line off. There is 2 Palomar knots, one tied to the hook, one tied to the piece of lead. All right, I hope y'all have enjoyed the video. If y'all like what we're doing, y'all give us a thumbs up and press that like button. All right, folks, it's good talking to y'all. We'll see you in the next one.